G'day there, Simon Bridges is back for a new week, clearly fortified over a long weekend. He returned to the capital in his COVID committee in the Parliament, of course, telling all who would listen that he'd do the same thing again. And the same thing again is point out that the Australian government might well have the march on us when it comes to its overall handling of the crisis. We've both done well, of course, on the health front. I think the numbers speak for themselves, but Australia's often running economically. Relaxations all over the place, from WA to South Australia to Queensland to New South Wales. More shops, bigger weddings, haircuts, larger bubbles, more gatherings. Every aspect of their economy has a slightly better projection and trajectory than ours. And that's what Bridges said, and seemingly in doing so attracted a bit of attention from the detractors, and as a result got a headline and a sniff of a coup as a result. Now, there was no coup, of course. I mean, that's just the media doing, sadly, what the media does more and more these days. But the important thing to remember, and I hope with this week's reassuring re-messaging he's learning it, is that getting haters online is grist to the mill, basically, entirely predictable. And to be frank, 26,000 bored people on social media is just a day at the office if you put it all into perspective. And that's before you get to the simple truth. Most of it will be organised to cause trouble. I mean, what Simon appears to lack at times is, one, the courage of his convictions, and two, balls. Say what you mean and mean what you say. A rule for life. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And what he said had merit and fact behind it. Doesn't mean you'll get universal acceptance or support. Might mean you rile a few people up. Good. That's what he's there for. The pattern has emerged that there is a tiny clique who have all the power in this country at the moment under the state of emergency. And there are a group of New Zealanders who seem happy and compliant to be in lockstep with the utterances of those handful, which is fine. But there are lots who aren't, and they are called the silent majority, and they and their importance, not to mention numbers, are never to be forgotten. Most people don't have the time to whine on Facebook, and so the 26,000 that bothered Simon should have been given the weight they deserve. This government's performance over COVID needs far greater scrutiny than it's got, and Bridges is a critical part of that. The media broadly have been too compliant. The number that have really run a consistent program of hard questions is few and far between. So although Bridges has trouble getting heard given the all-encompassing nature of the story, his role has never been more vital, and his reassuringly fresh attitude this week is to be encouraged, given there is plenty of material to challenge the government on. So yes, Simon, do it again and keep doing it. And by August, you might find it's paying off.